everybody, my name is Michael McClintock, and today I would like to talk to you about the suspended 4 or Sus4 chord. So I like to think about Sus4 chords as a major triad, but taking the third of the triad or the chord and moving it up a half step to the fourth. So we are suspending the 3 and replacing it with a 4. And it gives us this kind of not quite done type of sound. If I end, so for example, if I play like G, C Sus4, and then play a C major triad, I feel like it just kind of postpones the end of the sound, and it gives us just a really lovely vibe and color. And so I, for now, am just going to apply the Sus4 over the 1 chord. But to be honest, you can put a Sus4 in many places. But let's talk about how to play them. So I'm going to just be using a C major triad for every one of these examples. So let's start on the G, B, and high E. Now, my most low position C triad I can play is right here. It's in second inversion, but again, I don't really want to start getting too bogged down about what inversions where, blah, blah, blah. I just want to try to figure out where my third is, and that note is E, and then I just want to move that note up a half step. So, right there. And you can use a bar, or you could use those 2 fingers. And this is a C Sus4. My next one is going to be here. This is root position, Sus4, going to C. And last but not least, we have C Sus4 going to C. That's in first inversion. Now for the D, G, and B strings, we had a C right there. So the E, or the third, is in the bass, so I can just bump it up. And that's going to be the C Sus4 right there. Now, our next C triad on the D, G, and B was here. So for my Sus4, I've got that. And then my root position was here, so the Sus4. Now for the A, D, and G strings, we had a C in root position right there. So my Sus4 would be very nice. We had first inversion. So my Sus4 would be in the bass. And then we had second inversion. So my Sus4 here, we could squeeze all the fingers in, like that. Or you could argue for like a third finger bar, maybe. And so you can kind of experiment with a different fingering. But for me, I kind of like to squeeze them all in. And now, last but not least, the low E, A, and D strings. We had a C Sus4 in second inversion here. But we could go, that would bring us up to root position. And last but not least, first inversion. About 89% of you who watch this channel are not subscribed. When you subscribe, it helps in 3 ways. It helps tell YouTube that these videos are worth recommending to other guitar players. It helps keep me inspired to make more lessons, and it helps keep you informed about future lessons that are going to come out. It's free for you, and it makes a huge difference. So please hit subscribe. So I've been going on and on and on for months now about triads. Talked about augmented triads, spread triads, and using these Sus4 chords is going to be just one more tool that you will have to kind of make chord progressions sound more sophisticated, in my opinion. I like the color of a sus4. And so, just like augmented triads, what we need to do is find scenarios to use this sus4 chord. And so, for me, the easiest scenario could be just simply doing what we call a 5-1 chord progression in the key of C. The 5 chord, C, D, E, F, G, is going to be G, and that 5 chord will take us to C. An open position, like, and it's got a real kind of, we're done, we've gone home, the party is over type sound. So now what we can do, honestly, to keep it simple, is to take a 5 chord, go to a C sus4, and then to a C chord. So for example, on the G, B, and high E, I could play G here, going to C sus, and going to C. So we've kind of delayed the resolution. Now, we could even go one step further, and we could put a 2 chord in the mix, and we could do what we call a 2-5-1 in the key of C. That would be D minor, G, going to C. And if we did this C sus chord with that chord progression, it'll sound like this. So we could do D minor, moving up to G. That really wants to go home to C, but we're gonna wait. So that's a really cool moment to where we can use a sus4, and we could just do that all over the neck. I mean, hopefully by now you know all your triads, but if not, you can go back and find all of them in my previous lessons. But to keep moving, we could do D minor. That could move us up to G. And then we could do a C sus4 to C. It's a beautiful sound. And if we wanted to keep going, we could do D minor, G, C sus4 to C. And so that would be on the the G, B, and high E strings. In the description below, you can find a link to my Patreon page where I have this chart and every other chart or tablature for every lesson I've made on YouTube so far. And I also recently wrote a book called Master the Guitar Fretboard and Essential Music Theory in just 10 weeks. So if you're interested in taking on that challenge, you can find a link to that in the description below as well. We could even use a G sus in this situation and like do kind of a double delayed kind of thing for the resolution. So what I mean by that is we're going to keep the D minor, we'll keep the 2 chord. I'll move to the D, G, and B strings for this. So I've got a D minor here. And now what I can do is actually go to a G sus, to a G, to a C sus, to a C. And that's kind of really quite nice. I like the sound of that a lot. And if I wanted to keep doing that up the neck, I could go to D minor, go to a G sus4, to G, to C sus4. And then if I wanted to move it up again, I could go to D minor here, G sus4, to G, to C sus4. So it's just kind of, like I said, a delayed resolution. It just gives this really almost kind of whimsical vibe to it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and then once you get them to become automatic, they just will start to pop out. So let's keep going. Let's be thorough, huh? Let's go to the A, D, and G strings, just because I love this sound. We've got our D minor, our 2 chord. So now I'm going to move up to G, but I'm going to make it a G sus4 to G, and then that's going to move us up to the C sus4. I can play D minor here. I would go to a G sus4. And that would take us up to this really nice C sus4 to C. And then we could go even a little bit more to D minor here. G sus4 Let's do the low E, A, and D. We've got a D minor here. That'll take us over to a G sus. And then that can take us over to a C sus. We've got a D minor here. G sus. To A. And then a D minor here. There's the G sus. That would take us over to... Oh, so nice, you know, really, really pretty. I love that sound. And so there you go, throwing in a Sus4 chord. So if you've been with me through all of this crazy triad deep dive activity, I just want to say thank you very much. I know it's not the sexiest topic for guitar, but for me it's an extremely important one. So I'm going to move away from triads for now and move into something else. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be, but if this has been helpful to you, let me know. And if you have something else that you would like me to talk about in depth, let me know as well in the comments, please. Obviously, we've got to talk about scales, but scales are tricky. There are many different ways to play scales on the guitar, and there's about 1 million different exercises we can do with those. So I want to be really careful about how I present scales. I do caged, I do 3-note per string, I do up and down 1 string. I mean, to really exhaust scales, we have to do a lot of stuff, but it's just like triads in that way. And if you put in the work, you're going to be made in the shade. It's important stuff, but it's going to help you learn your guitar. It's going to help you learn how to play a ton of cool chords, and it's going to help you maybe eventually learn how to improvise in a jazz context, in a rock fusion context, in a classical music context, in a rock context. It doesn't really matter. I mean, in heavy metal, I'm not a heavy metal guitar player, but I like it. I mean, we use triads all the time for sweeps and stuff like that. I mean, it's just triads. That's all it is. And for me, if I understand the information, I feel like I can play the information better. Like, if I'm struggling to look at a shape on a guitar and I've got to play some super fast passage, if I'm like, what is this thing? It takes, CPU time. And for me, like, if I were super warmed up, I could probably do some fairly nice sweep picking type things using triad shapes. And half of that comes from me just not being confused about what shapes are being used. So anyway, enough chit chat for now, but please stick with me if we want to continue learning about the boring stuff that, in my opinion, actually works. Thanks for watching and working through the boring stuff that actually works. If this is helping you improve, subscribe. When you subscribe, it keeps me motivated to make future lessons. It helps YouTube tell other guitar players about my channel, and it's going to help keep you informed about future lessons. More is coming soon. Hit subscribe.